Give me the argument, the best argument you know, for the power of cinema.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Peliculas with the Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
And we are back once again in full effect, Ivan. We're coming to them live and direct. You smell that?
Carne asada.
That is a crazy thing. Recording a podcast and smelling carne asada and knowing that you can't even eat it.
In some countries, that would be hell.
In like a more rural country, I would be able to like, hey neighbor, give me a slab of that meat. Throws it at me.
Will that ever happen in our age? Or is that like
That was back in the indigenous times.
a time far gone?
So far gone. Snaps. All right, people. Let's get down to business. This is Peliculas with the Bros, a podcast where me and my brother Ivan talk about movies. We also talk about much other stuff. And we'll talk about that stuff right now, actually, before we get into the movie. What's the movie today, Ivan?
Anchorman 2.
The Legend Continues.
It sure does.
And that is doing a continuation of the miniseries that we're currently doing on Adam Mckay, the great director Adam Mckay. He's probably going to be our top director of all time at this pace with the movies he's making. But before we get into the movie and before we talk about the current events in our culture, let me just say thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. However you're listening, however you're watching, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We would greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get this the YouTube channel up. Subscribe on any podcast platform, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Wherever you listen to a podcast, we should be there. If you can't find us, hit me up and I'll talk to me nicely and I'll talk back. You know what I mean? But yeah, we greatly appreciate all the viewers. I'm promoting the podcast more, Ivan. It's quite a lot of work. It's a second job.
Sucks.
But I feel like it entertains me to watch the edits that I do.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, it should be entertaining at least one person.
I'd say at worst, you're gaining a skill.
Oh, yeah.
At worst.
And trust me, it's not the worst.
Oh.
Trust me, we're getting... Ivan,
Oh.
we got likes.
How many? Can I count them on one hand?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
How about 2 hands, 2 toes? I mean, 2 feet.
2 hands, 2 feet.
It's 20.
Depends on the video you're talking about.
Wow.
We're moving, though.
That's moving up.
We're moving numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers on the scale.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pusha T.
Yeah.
Ivan, let's talk about some random things we'll call this section
Things and such.
Okay, Evan. There's not much other than music for me, but let's just get right into music and let me know if you have anything on the top of your head.
Hit me.
Migos released their album.
Wish you didn't hit me.
We talked about this last week, but Migos released... we didn't really talk about it. We just said the album was coming out. But Migos released Culture 3. They're probably most likely... I don't know. They probably make Culture 4 knowing them. But Culture 3... It's been about 3 years since they released album together as the Migos, Quavo, Takeoff, and Offset. Who's your favorite Migo?
Offset.
Why?
I like his voice best, and he seems like the most level-headed.
Really?
He seems like the middle ground. Like Quavo's a little too poppy.
Yeah.
Like I want to be big. I want to be near Drake. And then Takeoff's like I'll just coast and then hit the notes when I gotta. But then Offset's like in between that. And he
That's
doesn't.
true.
And he has he could do solo. Whereas Quavo, I feel like he would be a good feature solo.
Yeah.
And then Takeoff, I don't think he even cares enough.
You would assume that Quavo can be a solo artist, but he's missing something. I think it helps a lot when you have to other people that can rap.
Yeah.
You don't have to produce as much. But honestly, my favorite one is Takeoff. I think he's lyrically superior than all of them.
Yeah.
And his flow is his and Offset's flow are very good.
Yeah.
But I think Takeoff is a little bit easier. Like he does it so easily, like ta ta pa ta 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 pa ta 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 hada mama. So they released their album, Ivan.
Yep.
Culture 3. What's your take?
What do you want me to say?
Give your take.
Give it a 7.
It's a good score.
Average.
What'd you predict?
7. Actually,
I think you were thinking 6.
probably a little like a 6.8,
Yeah.
but surprised with the 7, I guess.
Yeah. It sort of surprised me too. I would say it's a 7 as well. What stood out to me was that I do feel like it was their most cohesive album. The album that sort of like none of the songs sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Where in Culture 2, there's a couple songs that I'm like skip. Skip. So more cohesive than their last album. And another weird thing that stood out to me was that there's no undeniable hit.
Yeah.
Because they're sort of known for being able to make hits.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the album, of course, won't be that strong. But this one was a little bit lopsided in the other way, where it's like the album felt strong, but there's no clear, shining example of a good song.
Yep. I mean, the hits are going to be just the biggest features, which is Drake and Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
But not because of like quality, more just because the names.
Yeah. Like the songs with the features were good too. But even the Drake song was just like a little
Their verse, and the song.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Walk It Talk. It wasn't like incredible, but it felt kind of unique and it was interesting.
Yeah.
And a good music video too.
Yeah.
But this one just felt like, give me the Drake lyrics. The Drake lyrics are in.
Yep.
Put
It was
in.
definitely not a pop song. It was a rap song.
Yeah.
A Drake rap. Which it could be, that could be a hit too, but if Drake's gonna rap, Quavo needs to come in there, be the pop star.
The hook.
The hook guy, yeah. But it was just Takeoff and Drake pretty much.
Yep.
So honestly, I'm happy with the album because it's sort of different from their other albums, and I'll take new music any day from Migos.
Pathetic.
Anyways, new music's coming out, Ivan. It's coming.
Okay.
We know it because we already have Migos and everyone's releasing their albums. Didn't Polo G release his album or something?
I hope not.
Tyler the Creator though.
I hope not.
He's coming. Why don't you like Tyler the Creator?
The last 2 albums sounded like the same thing.
You're horrible.
Like they're good, but it's like Marvel movies.
No.
Yeah.
2 completely different albums.
Nah. That sounded too similar. Like they're good, but I thought. I mean, I don't care. I wasn't really the biggest fan of his either way. But
Well, you only listen to like one album.
I listened to all of his albums.
You're like turning into pre-rap Ivan, where like you only listen to like 2 artists, and now like you're reverting back to your shell.
What do you want me to do?
Break the shell.
Listen to more music?
Take the red pill.
But I'll listen to it. I just won't like it.
But you don't like any music.
Because nothing's inspired.
That could be true actually, because like the past year I wouldn't say like the best music's come out, but weird. Honestly, J. Cole's album is good, and you're like, won't listen to it ever again.
Because he's not even my type of music in the first place.
But what is your type other than the
Kanye, Drake. That's it. I want like just super well produced, nice sounding, like new sounding, whatever. I don't want like
What is that?
That's the trap hi-hat that is still going on.
I didn't even understand what that was.
Like, I like 21 Savages and Metro Savage Mode 2. Because that...
Is that
It's
better than Migos?
crispy, yeah.
How much better?
So much better.
It's an 8.
That's what I want, at least. I deserve 8s. We deserve 8s.
Is it really an 8 though?
Yeah.
Why?
Does what it needs to do. Sounds good. It's like a bare minimum 8. It's not mind blowing, but it's still good, and like they deliver what they need to deliver.
I get it. I think it's more so like, put it this way. If Migos came out with two pop hits on their album, you would have said that Migos album is as good as 21 Savage's album.
Probably because I deserve that. 2 pop hits.
I deserve that, damn it.
I don't know. Like, they have all the resources to make at least one super mega hit. Get like The Weeknd's dude who hacks him like a pop hit.
That'd be weird.
But you know
Max
what I mean?
Martin?
Get like the hit maker, whoever it is, and then just make a hit. It can't be that hard. There's like formulas. We got like AI who can probably figure something out. Have the first Migos AI album. I don't know.
It is interesting that you would assume it's easier to make a hit. But if it was that easy, there would be so many people making hits.
Not if they're okay with being rich. And if like they don't have the resources, like I'm sure there's people who want to make hits, but they don't have Migos resources. And then they get to Migos level and they're like, time to coast.
When you say that, what I think of like about the resources, like an artist has resources to make a hit, who I think about immediately is Cardi B. Cause I know she doesn't rap her own.
Yeah.
She doesn't write her own lyrics. So, she's just like shopping around. Like, give me that beat. Give me that.
She's
Get that
smart.
rapper. And then like Up comes out and I love Up.
Yeah, it's good.
It's such a good like.
Catchy little.
It's super catchy. Nothing new.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing new that you haven't heard on it. But the beat is so good and her voice on it sounds great.
She's good. She knows what to do.
But you know how much money she probably paid for all that? Like how much of Up is she really
Worth it.
It is worth it cuz like and I was thinking about this the other day that I don't know, it doesn't really segue into what we're talking about, but where artists really make their money isn't from their music, but from the things that come from the success of their music.
Merch and whatever.
Merch, appearances, collaborations, sponsorships. I was thinking like every artist should just release their music on YouTube and try to make a hit. And don't worry about getting paid for that because the money's going to come a different way.
I agree, but I also would never listen to an artist on YouTube because Spotify's way more convenient. Since it's like Spotify open. YouTube, it's like you got to be a video. You got to, it's open.
Right.
Get, it's just inconvenience. But I understand what you mean.
Or they could do that too. Spotify.
In theory.
Release in Spotify and YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
Independently. And I guess they should care less about how much, like Kanye shouldn't care about making money from his albums.
Yeah.
But then he's a weird example because like he's like, I need to make this song, but it costs $1 million to make because I want 20 artists and Elton John on it.
And the sample of like Beat It from Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's like the bill for that song is gonna be like $3 million.
Yeah.
So now he has to pay back that $3 million.
Yeah.
So he wants his album to sell enough to pay that back.
Yeah.
Samples suck.
But it's worth it because like look at Kanye, he's the richest guy ever, even though he's like not mentally safe right now.
But it took him to move into fashion to do that. Like if he kept making music, he would be in debt.
Yeah, but
Unless
if it
he got
wasn't
like
for his music, it's like you can't have one without the other.
right.
Because if he made bad music, nobody would want to wear his stuff because it'd be corny.
Right.
You have to be like, if I'm gonna rep someone,
That's interesting.
I have to be proud of who they are.
Like, yeah, like so 6ix9ine, even though, like, okay, no one likes him anymore, no one listens to his music, whatever, right? Let's say tomorrow he starts making clothing, but it's better than anyone else's clothing.
I think it would be pretty good at the start. Like it'd sell just because of who he is, but it's like a dying branch, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of a saying.
Like slowly die off.
Yeah,
The earth.
the earth.
I just think I think that what you said is true, that if an artist doesn't do what they're meant to do good, then their other stuff won't be followed as much. So, for example, 6ix9ine, I feel like even if he makes great clothing and his music still sucks, his clothing won't sell.
Unless it's like straight up not merch and just a fashion line.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh.
Like, he makes a new fashion line better than Kanye's style, better than Fear God.
Well, I mean, if it looks fashionable, like legitimately, and he's like, somehow I'm a fashion genius, and I know exactly what works.
You think it would?
I think it would sell, because it's like, if it's good, it's good. Because it's like, now he's moving into a different medium of art.
But I feel like your past reputation affects how people look at your... Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is Kanye's clothing isn't all that great, and people only like it because he was so good at music.
Yeah. But if he wasn't good at music and he went to clothing, it would be bad. He was good at music, so like the music holds him up. Clothing can be whatever. He's good. With 69, his music is bad. Clothing is super good. The clothing holds him up now.
So we're talking about two different, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like whatever you put your heart into.
Gotcha. And I wouldn't say Kanye's clothing is bad though.
But it's not like, whoa, this is...
I feel like it is whoa.
Then what do you just said?
No, I was just trying to be like devil's advocate and say like,
okay,
people would say that.
But I mean, like, it's not whoa as in like, this is what I want to wear. This is fashionable. It's more whoa like, this is kind of edgy. This is different. This
right.
Is like so far, like the Gap stuff, I'm not gonna wear that.
But
it looks weird.
What clothes? I even would say this about music or any kind of art. Like, what's gonna come out there? It's gonna make you feel like real whoa, like revolutionary whoa, and aesthetically whoa. Like, there's nothing like that because it's just a cycle. Like we act like everything. Only technology is like that, but
all right, nerd.
Art is not such that like everything that comes out is revolutionary.
I think it could, but we've been in a little rut where nothing is revolutionizing itself in music. Like I don't really know of anything that's been like, this is the next thing. It all kind of just sounds like a reinterpretation of something else.
I was watching to that point, I was watching an Instagram reel or something. It's pretty funny. And it was like this guy saying, this is what music's going to sound like in 20 years from now. And this guy comes out to a mic, and he's like a hip hop artist. And he yells like he just yells, and it sounds like super auto-tune. And he's like, yeah, that's a song. And I'm like, oh, that's sort of interesting. Because he's taking what like Cardi, Uzi, and all those kind of rappers do, and parodizing it. Maybe that's... I mean, it's not revolutionary. Like,
that's just like an evolution.
What?
I'm talking about like something we don't even know, which is impossible to say.
Like
it's easy to
an
say.
actual technological advancement.
Yeah, but in music, or maybe it is literally technology, like some new piano that just changes the sound. But
like a color you've never seen before, type of thing.
Like I can't. It's easy to say we need something new, and then you're like, well, what's that? And it's like I don't know. It's new. Like if it's new, I won't know what it is.
Right. But I just don't think there is anything new.
You can't say that. You're saying 2,000 years, like we're done. Humanity, we figured it out.
I think no. What I'm saying is art is just a cycle.
I don't think it has to be.
So like we'll call the saxophone new in 100 years because you haven't heard jazz in a while. Like how original, saxophone. No, it's just it hasn't been used for a while. And then 1,000 years after that, what's this guy talking so fast? Oh, it's this thing called rap that they used to do 2,000 years ago. Oh, I only listen to music in 32 beats per minute. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing with art. Like, it's just a cycle that's continuous. And
I think it just depends if you think it's a cycle or if you think there's like a possibility of something new existing.
I guess the rebuttal to that is like when technology coupled with art, that actually helps create new things like the autotune or the synthesizer.
Yeah. There could be something else. Like, we don't even have real AI. Like what happens when we get like real AI?
It would make the most beautiful angel noises in our ears.
In like 2 seconds.
And it'll make us cry.
And kill us.
There was a BET performance by none other than Chris Brown when he was going through his Rihanna stuff.
Okay.
And he came back like after a year, and he was singing "Man in the Mirror" by Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Like, I'm looking at the man. And while he's singing it, he starts like his voice starts cracking because he's like crying because like he feels the song, like he has to change. But it's funny because like
he doesn't
really change. He's just like, yeah, I got to do this, man.
Dang, that's so like corny and sad and like every emotion.
But like if he actually changed,
well, yeah,
that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But he just, I mean, it's not like he's been hitting girls every day since that day.
He could be.
But we just, I guess he hasn't changed in our eyes because he's still sort of like a guy that
he hasn't like been out like apologized like seriously for like whatever and then like made that super real change of being pro whatever.
He hasn't accepted God in his life.
That's what it is.
He hasn't gone the Kanye route.
That's what it is.
They say Chris Brown is like one of those most talented people on earth.
Well, because he's like dances and sings and raps and
that I do feel like he's lost potential.
You think he can come back?
No.
Yeah. He's a little past his time.
I don't think he cares either. Like he makes 40-track albums. He's like, all right, guys, here's my new album. Enjoy. With like every different style of music, like no cohesiveness to it at all.
Just hits every note, so like everyone gets like a tiny bit of what they want.
And for him, I don't know. I struggle to understand why artists do that.
It's like the damaged artist, like he's forever stuck in that loop. Because he's like obviously not mentally there if he's like hitting somebody, and if he didn't like fully recover, like get therapy, figure out like what his reasoning, like his mental reasoning behind that was, and he's still gonna be broken. He's gonna be like that same pattern of.
But what if he did figure it out?
He's like figured it out. He's like, oh, I guess I'm broken, or he
fixed it and just didn't. He doesn't talk about it.
I don't think so. I think if like you really fix yourself, you'd be like, I'm free. I'm gonna make the most beautiful music ever, and talk about my struggles.
That's an interesting take. Yeah, because if he really evolved, we would have heard an evolution from his art.
Yeah.
Because art is a reflection of life.
Yeah.
And his life, if his art is his life, then he's partying all the time. And
yeah. I mean, he probably knows what he did was wrong, but like at his core, I don't think he like really figured it out.
Uh-huh.
But
I was listening to Joe Rogan talk to Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx was telling a story that he went to he hosted a lot of parties at his house, and Chris Brown showed up when he was like 16 or 15.
Chris Brown was 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx at that time probably would be 30 years old or something.
Mhm.
And Jamie Foxx, he's like, I'm usually the guy dancing at my parties, and like everyone like loves how I dance because I'm the best dancer.
Yeah.
But then this kid shows up, and he wants to battle me, like dance battle me. I was like, okay. And he does a front flip, and like as easy as like anything you've ever seen, like
Yeah.
just like that. And I was like, dang, this dude beat me. This guy
Yeah.
has it. And I talked to him. I asked his name, and his name's Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. And that's it.
And a star is born.
God. Oh, well.
Front flips, though.
It's a useless talent.
Is it? Looks like it made him quite a bit of change.
I don't think that front flip is what made him famous. I think his voice and face did.
Part of the skill set.
Like 1% of it.
10% of the dancing is a front
Oh, I
flip.
don't care. Why am I arguing this?
Speaking of Kanye, our boy Kanye is in a new relationship.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny that like we even care about this kind of stuff.
Who said we?
It's funny that I even care about this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I care a little, but I don't. It's like,
To me,
cool.
what matters about that is like the psychology behind it.
Mm-hmm.
His goal seems like before he met Kim was like, I need to marry Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Like that's my number one. Like I might want to be the next Michael Jackson, but I really want to marry Kim Kardashian.
Right.
He does it. They go separate ways.
Now what?
Now, what's his next move? What's psychologically? What's the man who has it all? What's his next move?
I feel like if I were him, I'd be like, I'm gonna just do whatever. Like kind of like giving up, but not like depressing giving up. Just like not overthinking. Like now that I have Kim Kardashian, I'm gonna marry, I don't know, Michelle Obama. He's not. I don't think he thinks like that anymore.
Right.
I think he just like, oh, what's her name? Arena something.
Yeah.
Arena.
Shake.
She's like, oh, I liked her. I'll just go out with her. They're dating. I don't think he's like master planning it like that.
But what's his drive now? Is his drive just to have someone that like is compatible with his life? Versus like, I need to marry the biggest person in the world?
I'd say yeah, because if it was like biggest person in the world or something like that, he would have married someone way younger and more relevant.
Yeah.
Because this, not that she's irrelevant, but I think she's pretty past her prime.
She's a model, right?
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper's.
X.
I don't know, because I love Bradley Cooper and I love Kanye, so it's like...
Like, man.
What's that party going to be like?
I guess. I'm not worried about him.
Kanye seems so weird.
Yeah. We need another interview or something to get another, like, taste of the soup he's cooking.
What's your current mindset like, Kanye?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't know. I think he's one of the weirdest people ever who's gotten this rich.
He's definitely, like, one of a kind in, like, history. Because you could think of, like...
Yep, that is true, yep.
Like, even Drake, his one of a kindness is, like, he's a super hit maker. But other than that, he's not, like, incredibly unique.
Yes.
He's just insanely popular.
Right.
And that's, like, a lot of artists today.
But
Like,
Kanye has
like,
a different creativity level.
like
that
Michael
makes him
Jackson.
unique.
Who else? Steve Jobs. Like, they're, like, similar.
Yeah,
It's
Disney.
like really one of a kind of what they do.
But I feel like him and like someone like Elon, like part of it is like actually doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
The other part is portraying that lifestyle.
What do you mean?
Like when Kanye says, I'm the next Disney, I'm the next Steve Jobs.
Mm-hmm.
part of that is like, yes, you have the creative capability to do things similar, but part of it is like him saying it that way. It's in your brain.
Oh, but if you look at his work, you could kind of see like he is
Is it manifestation though?
on his part. Or
Yeah. Like, did he just like? Because I
mean,
guess my whole thing is like, I feel like no one's really that good at anything. And like, what makes you good is being able to be confident and good luck.
Well, that's like there's no good people in the world, or there's no bad people in the world, just people. It's kind of the same thing where Kanye's just really good at what he does, and he's like a big confident dude. So he kind of makes this whole character, and like Michael Jackson did that too. But he's also really good at what he does. Steve Jobs just like revolutionized what he did. I don't know what he did, but he did something.
I think his thing was like, well, it's basically the same thing Kanye does. That's why I'm so mad about, or not mad about it, but I'm so conflicted. Because what Kanye does now is like he hires 30 designers who all design something that he's like, I want it to be like this. They bring him an idea and they're like, okay, cut that off, cut this off, trim this, do that. What does Steve Jobs do? He does the same thing. Hires 30 engineers. They bring the idea.
He's
like,
the leader.
There it is.
I mean, that's just like what you need. Because you could have like Steve Wozniak, who's like whatever, a genius. I don't really know what he did. He like made the computer, right?
Yeah.
Like you could have some super genius Steve Wozniak, but if you don't have like that direction, like that creative direction, then he won't make anything like whatever he made.
Right.
You need like the leadership to show you where to go.
Yep.
And that was Steve Jobs. That was Kanye West.
And it's also like all those, like all the Instagram artists that you see who like just like do their own version of Mickey Mouse or like of Marvel characters. Like they're really good artists, but they do the same. Right. They just like do their interpretation of that and like sell that.
Yeah.
But who's going to be the one that says, get your head out of your ass and make the next.
Yeah.
Make something better than that.
Make the next thing.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Right. And it's just someone that's confident enough to be like,
I don't care what people think.
Yeah.
But also has to be good.
Yeah.
Well, that's tough. People are scared.
But I think, yeah, that's what it is. You just have to accept that you're going to suck. Because that's what it is. If you're redrawing Mickey Mouse, it's because you're scared that what you draw is not gonna get so many likes on Instagram, and it won't. But after 100 tries, maybe it will, probably won't. Ivan,
we need to be creative directors of something.
I'm gonna put out something right now. I think you're thinking what I'm thinking. Well, not really, but something similar. You hear those parrots outside?
Sadly,
it's a sign of God.
What?
Fear of God.
Collaboration.
I'm going to put something out in the world right now and it's going to happen.
Okay.
Just because we're talking about manifestation. If Kanye can say he's the next Steve Jobs and becomes as rich as Steve Jobs, then we can say something and do something.
This is the laziest way to manifest it. Like,
Ivan, we're going to be... I'm a bee. Everything goes back to Black Eyed Peas.
We're going to be the next us.
We're going to be...
The next thing?
No. We're going to be like Kevin Feige. You know what? This is what I'm trying to say. This is exactly what I'm trying to say.
Go ahead.
And I figured it out right now.
Okay.
I know that we can do anything. Just the same way as this...
Fly right now.
Just as the same way that this person watching, whoever's watching, they can do anything too.
Yeah.
They just need confidence. Sort of, what is it when you're like ignorant? Because like, something bad can happen. I mean, you don't think something bad can happen?
Confidence.
It's sort of like a blind faith, Yeah.
You
have to believe in yourself. You have to put in the work. And you have to have confidence and always try to improve.
Yeah. But I think The hardest part is putting in the work.
Oh yeah.
Because you'd have to put in years of work.
Oh yeah.
And that's like years of work.
It is, yes. Years of work is technically years of work.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put something out in the world.
Okay.
We've been doing this for how long?
Years of work.
What does that tell you?
We're up next.
And we're going to do more years.
Oh, God. What?
And this thing is going to take off little by little.
Okay.
It's going to take a while. We're going to have some followers. But we're going to make movies.
I don't want to make movies.
We might not be directing it.
Okay. Well,
Probably
produce 'em.
not.
Produce them.
We're definitely going to have the creative input for these movies, though.
Okay.
And we're going to, if we're not doing the next Superman, we're doing something like that.
Okay.
Because our boys, Phil Lord and what's the other guy?
Chris
Miller. They're doing things like that, and they're no different from us. Except for one thing, they're white, but doesn't matter.
I'm white.
Me too.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
I am. We can do it.
You're not white enough. They won't accept you, Adrian.
We're going to be that.
Okay.
We're going down that road.
Okay.
We're doing so much movies that we're going to have so much knowledge in them. We're like a computer now.
Bursting at the seams.
They have to hire us. No, forget hiring us.
They have to fire us. Oh.
They have to fire us before they can hire us. Did I say that?
Just
correct?
go.
What I'm trying to say is that we're like, what is it, MODOK from Marvel?
Mm-hmm.
His brain's so big.
Yeah. You said this like 3 different ways, and each one is like not good.
What I'm trying to say is that we're going to be so good that we don't need anyone. We're going to build this on our own, and they're going to come crawling to us.
Jeez.
And then in 10 years, 20 years, when they come crawling to us, we're going to show them this clip and say, see, told you so. Now get up. Feed my birds. Feed my cockatoos.
You got parrots?
Yeah, I have parrots now for some reason.
In your mansion?
In my mansion.
Okay.
And we're going to have hippos in pools
Okay.
as we
Like
podcast.
El Chapo?
As our background.
Oh, like floating through?
Yeah. What I mean, that'd be dope, huh?
A little expensive. And maybe illegal.
That's how grand this podcast is gonna get.
That's funny. I like the hippo idea a lot.
I like it too, cause they're like floaty, but they're
What if
huge.
it like poops in the water and it's just like, and I'm like, what the heck?
Where does that is an interesting question. Where does a hippo poop? In
In
the
his
water
butt?
or on land?
I've seen a video of it pooping on land and it like whacks his tail and like
Yeah,
fans it.
hippos, man, they're so freaking weird. We live in a weird world, Ivan.
Hmm.
Before we move on, one last thing, Ivan.
Hmm.
My bachelor party's gonna happen soon.
That it is.
We're going to Vegas.
That we are.
I was conflicted as to which concert I wanted to go to, and I was gonna ask you on this podcast to decide, but we had to decide earlier. Actually, you weren't even in the chat, so you don't even know what I'm about to ask. But DJ Mustard or
DJ
Stop.
Durrell.
DJ Mustard or DJ Carnage.
Mustard, I don't know who Carnage is.
Carnage made the I like to.
Mustard's better.
Okay.
I don't care.
Carnage is he makes like a house EDM, but he also has like a hip hop side where he makes hip hop
Mustard.
beats.
Mustard.
Oh, he made the beat for Jane on Migos album. Birkin bag. What's that one?
I don't know.
Birkin bag. She want a Birkin
Is
bag.
that Culture 3?
She want a Birkin. I tell her Birkin. She want a Birkin. I tell her Birkin.
I mean, what
Yes.
do you want me to say?
Do you know that song?
Not really.
Okay. So DJ Mustard is a good choice.
Of course.
I just hope he doesn't show up for like 30 minutes. He's like, all right, guys, here's my hits. Play.
Ding. Like a big play button. Ding. Enjoy. Walks away.
Let me know if you need anything, all right?
Just eating popcorn on a little, like, open up stool.
So DJ Mustard, we're gonna go see him.
Yeah, he's better.
You excited?
I don't know.
It's gonna be good.
Sounds weird. I don't know how to, like a DJ. That's weird. And he's just like, wiki, wiki, wiki.
That's basically all he does is like, all right, y'all.
But he like remixes it on the spot. Like
If he
a
does
good-
that, then he's doing his job.
Yeah,
but I don't
that's
think
what-
he's gonna do that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I said DJ Carnage, because he's a good DJ actually.
But Mustard has the hits.
Mustard has the hits.
What's his tag? Like
Oh damn it! You're doing this to me right now. Mustard on the beat. Oh
no, is it?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right when I said it, you got mad. No,
It
Adrian.
doesn't sound like it.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you thinking? You have some thought in your head.
I'm just trying to think of his tag, but like in his voice or whatever it is.
I think it's a slowed down voice of, what's that? YG.
I'd have to hear it.
All right, Evan. We'll be back right after this short break. Ivan, it's time to talk about the movie we came here to talk about. Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues.
Yeah.
The year is 2013.
It is.
Top 10 movies of 2013, Ivan, coming at you hot and heavy. Peliculas with the Bros alum, Oz the Great and Powerful.
Wow.
Number 9, Fast and Furious 6. Number 8, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
Never seen them.
Any of them?
Nope.
7, Monsters University.
Eh.
6, Gravity.
Nope.
Heard of it?
Yep.
5, Man of Steel.
Let's go.
Best Snyder movie ever made.
The only good one. Okay, that's mean.
4, Despicable Me 2.
Keep it.
3, Frozen.
That was the beginning of the end, in my opinion.
What end?
I don't know. Just some end. Maybe we're not there yet. It's like we're still declining.
It was a weird one.
Yeah.
It was a blip.
Yeah.
2, Iron Man 3.
Nice. Always a classic.
Put that on Turner Classic Music movies.
Yes, sir.
Number 1, this is a surprise for me, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire.
All right.
The first movie was one of those movies that was like oddly disturbing.
Yeah.
I like those kind of movies. That you think it's like a kid's movie and then you're like, oh, this little girl dies.
Yeah.
But the movie we're talking about today, it's not in the top 10, but it's close. We're talking about Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. The premise for this movie, Ron Burgundy and Veronica Corningstone have made it big time.
Hmm.
They are co-anchors in New York City and have a kid. Mac Tannen, their boss, the nightly news anchor at their station, retires and picks Veronica to be his successor while firing Ron. Ron tailspins into depression, leaving his wife and returning to San Diego. Luckily for him, GNN, a 24-hour news network, is looking for anchors. Will Ron rise from the ashes like a phoenix to become the greatest news anchor the world has ever seen?
Huh.
With the returning cast, by the way, of Will Ferrell as Ron Burgundy, Steve Carell as Brick Tamlin, second build Steve Carell.
Good.
He's like, you guys better show me
me.
the money
Yeah.
right now. Number 3, Paul Rudd as Brian Fontana, David Koechner as Champ Kind, Christine Applegate returning as Veronica Corningstone, Dylan Baker as Freddie Shapp, Megan Good as Linda Jackson, James Madsen as Jack Lime/Lame, and Kristen Wiig as Channy last name. I didn't catch that her last name was last name.
Just an idiot of a person.
Ivan,
Yo.
do you remember watching this movie for the first time in your life?
Not really. I know I watched it probably on the little computer screen. I don't think I watched it in theaters.
I watched it in theaters. When I watched it, I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was great. And I'd never watched it since.
That tells you everything, doesn't it?
Sort of. We'll talk about that right now. But it's been 8 years since I watched this movie. Watching it now, Ivan. What do you think?
It's all right.
Those are two different things.
That's all right.
I thought it was gonna be worse.
Mm,
My mind was telling me this is gonna be like Dumb and Dumber,
okay.
but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't even bad.
Yeah. It was for me. It was just like I didn't really want the movie at all.
Yeah.
Like in theory, I wanted it, like before this movie came out.
Right.
But when I saw it, I was like, I didn't want this actually.
Right.
Maybe that's gonna happen to the other guys too.
They better not make it then.
You're right.
Because you have a point there where, like, I guess a lot of people, that's why they don't like sequels. Like, why do you need to make a sequel to something that doesn't need to be a sequel?
Mm-hmm.
Leave the original intact. Leave that legacy like that.
Mm-hmm.
But after watching this, I'm like, there's still comedic laughs to be had.
Yeah.
It's still a funny movie. They still do good things. To me, it was entertaining. It wasn't like, I get it when they make a movie that's a sequel. And it's like, all right, there's obviously no creative energy for this movie, and they just made it to make money.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie wasn't that. I felt like they tried at least.
Yeah.
But this movie comes 3 years after the other guys. So he stopped his 2-year runs, extended it to 1 more year. Adam Mckay, we're talking about. But after this is actually the end of the Mckay and Farrell partnership. They haven't made a movie since this time.
They're due.
Are they?
I think Will Ferrell can have a Will Ferrell essence.
Well, it's only been 8 years. Maybe we can wait another decade.
Just something new, like new idea, like another Step Brothers, not Step Brothers 2, but like another idea, like where it's just something completely untied to whatever.
Well, you're talking about Renaissance, and the reason you say that is because if you look at their directions since this split, Farrell sort of creatively, you would say he went down.
He's a little too reliant on the same things.
Correct. His movies that came out since this, like the biggest ones are Get Hard, Daddy's Home, the animated movies he's in, Megamind.
Wasn't that a while ago though?
Did he make Megamind too?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind. Some other movies, Holmes and Watson though, and that's like a classic example of like that movie should have been good because they're returning with John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell, but it wasn't good at all.
Yep.
So you see Ferrell going down in his career, and not like a straight path down, but just he's not giving it his all.
It's a little slope.
It's a slope. He's still making movies today.
Yep.
And then Mckay, maybe he's not as popular as he was in those times, but his movie quality stays above or at where it's at right now.
Right.
So that sort of gives you a hint as to, like, when we were talking about before, who's more reliant on who? Like, are the movies that we've seen before, are they good because of Mckay? Are they good because of Farrell? Is it both of them?
I think it was just a good synergy until it wasn't. And then, like, Mckay's like, I want to do other things. I don't need Willie Ferrell anymore.
Right.
I'm going to move on. And that was it.
And this is actually a great movie to, like, okay, I'll make this movie and then I'll do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like Anchorman, it's a sequel. So it's like, okay, we're retreading water here.
Yeah.
This is a perfect time for it's like, okay, I can't make another movie that I don't want to make. I need to make something unique, which we'll see what he goes down the line. What is interesting about this movie is that they're trying to make a sequel to this movie with the same actors, but these same actors are 10 times more popular they were when they first made the movie.
Yeah.
So we have Steve Carell,
Mm-hmm.
who is just finishing The Office,
Yeah.
one of the biggest sitcoms ever.
Yeah.
And then after the original Anchorman, he made 40-Year-Old Virgin, Evan Almighty, Get Smart, Date Night, Despicable Me. So he's up there right now.
Yeah.
And then Paul Rudd.
He's Paul Rudd.
He's Paul Rudd. He wasn't as big, but he got big because of the Apatow movies. He starred in This Is 40, but he was in I Love You Man, Knocked Up. It's just interesting to see, like, they really wanted to make this movie and they wanted to have the original cast.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the little tweaks they did because Steve Carell, he had a much bigger part in this film than the original one.
Yeah. They got to get their money's worth.
They have to. Or was Carell like, I'll be in the movie, I need 30 minutes of screen time?
I don't know. I don't think he's like that.
I think actors are like that.
I don't like actors.
Because they said that they all took pay cuts, even Farrell, to make this movie. But I would assume in the contract, he's like, I need to get more than 20 minutes. Or something like that.
I guess.
And we also get Kristen Wiig,
Mm-hmm.
who at this point just finished Bridesmaid, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a hilarious movie. She finished SNL by this time. She tries to go on and have a major, big career, but
Fails.
sort of fails. She's still doing her thing. She's still releasing movies, obviously, but she tried to make Ghostbusters and sort of flopped.
She's still big, though.
She's still big. I do think she is, like, super talented, though.
Yeah.
Like, she should have a Ferrell run where it's like hit after hit after hit, which she hasn't really had.
Maybe she's aged out. Not according to me, but like society.
Could be.
Well,
It's hard to. I mean, we don't know the inner workings, but she is a female, and she's probably like 40 now or something.
I think it's like an unsaid fact that like women literally age out faster.
Yep.
In the movie or film industry than men.
Yep.
Like, that's a fact.
Like, who's the big comedic actress right now? Is there any? Amy Schumer? Not even. Who's that one really big girl? Like, literally big. And she's, like, English.
I saw her on TikTok and she lost a lot of weight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she does.
Good for her.
Yeah, but I don't think she's that big anymore. Like, famous popularity wise.
What about Aquafina?
Oh, she's just starting, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see. Like, whenever they, because you could kind of tell when their career's like, and her career's still like going up, or like it's still like growing, or it's in that phase
right.
Of like uncertainty where it could, or it just keep going steadily, or just drop.
Is there any, like, can you think of any comedic actress? Like, what's the biggest comedic actress of all time? Is there such a thing?
Tina Fey?
Movies, though.
Oh. Comedic actress.
Whoopi Goldberg.
I mean, she did a lot of serious roles, though.
She did. Knocked Up. I'm trying to think of, like, all the other movies.
Oh, wait. The Melissa McCarthy? She was in that spy movie with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, she's the one.
She's the one.
But she didn't really make any thing.
Yeah, she's already kind of done. She had a TV show.
She came out with, like, that superhero show on superhero movie on Netflix with the other big girl. Sorry, that's the way of describing it.
This is the episode that really kills us, isn't it? For no reason. I know you're talking about, but I mean, I didn't watch it.
I had negative interest to watch that movie.
Yeah. It's like, if I want a superhero movie, I want DC or Marvel or like.
Isn't that weird?
Popular Image Comics.
Isn't that weird?
A little bit, but
Like, why can't we get an original superhero movie without it being a comic book?
I mean, I guess I could. But when I watched the trailer, like, I didn't feel anything new. And there's like another bad Netflix superhero movie that came out with like zero name actors and actresses. I didn't care about that either.
The show. You're talking about Jupiter's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't care about that.
They said it sucked.
Yeah. I don't know. It takes a lot for me to care.
That's the way it should. You shouldn't watch trash TV just to watch something new. Luckily, I've been watching less TV. Making Good, Ivan.
Is that the boss?
The boss lady, the African American lady. She is playing the strong female lead here.
Whoa.
Coming on to Ron Burgundy at every chance.
Whoa.
I know Megan Good from Cousin Skeeter. Do you know what that is, Ivan? Shout out to whoever knows what Cousin Skeeter is. Cousin Skeeter was a TV show on Nickelodeon in the late 90s.
Jesus.
Where a kid has his cousin move into his house, but his cousin is a puppet. And the kid, his girlfriend was Megan Good.
Okay.
And I had a crush on Megan Good when I was a little kid.
Whoa.
I was like, oh my God.
You psycho.
She's so pretty.
You psycho.
But shout out to Nickelodeon, though. With the weirdest shows of all time.
Yeah.
They had all that, which, like, if you watch all that today, you're going to think someone was on crack when they made that show. Like, the type of humor is just so crazy.
It's kind of weird it exists. Like, like a kid's SNL.
Uh-huh.
It's weird.
But then they have hitters like Kenan and Kel. Like, straight up cultural icons. Like, do you know quotes from Kenan and Kel?
Not really.
Who loves orange soda?
I know them from you. You infected me.
I'm passing down the culture.
Sadly. Culture I don't want.
You better pass that down to your kids.
I'm going to mess it up on purpose. Like, who wants grape soda?
Oh, no, don't do that. Amanda show? Shout out to
watched
Amanda
a bit.
Bynes who went crazy.
Society made her crazy.
It did, honestly. Kids shouldn't be that famous.
Yeah.
Parents are sick, honestly.
Yeah.
There should be a law against child actors.
Yeah. Keep going.
Like, I get that we need we do need child actors for child roles, right?
There just has to be more regulation in some way, but no one's gonna be like, you can't regulate my child. There's my child. I do what I want.
Oh yeah, especially nowadays. I love how this movie starts. White lines.
Crisp.
White Lines is such a good song, man.
Crisp.
Who knew they were talking about cocaine? And then you get your little Drake cameo in the very beginning.
That's when I knew I was in for it. Like, Drake, come on, man.
Did you remember that?
No.
I remember someone like that.
I had no idea that was going to happen.
How'd you like that?
I was like, there he is. My boy.
My man. I like how this movie just straight up ditches San Diego. And we're like, we need to go to somewhere bigger where
we gotta go where the cool people are at.
They go to New York.
Sad.
Did that make you feel away?
A little bit. Aren't we like top 10 biggest cities in America? Or something crazy? Yeah. And how many movies do we have in here? Like, we have Top Gun, 2 Anchormans.
San Diego doesn't get any kind of like, everyone's like, what's in San Diego?
Everything you need.
We're in San Diego, baby. I don't know.
And then like a lot of tours kind of skip San Diego and just go to LA only.
I know. It's like coming to a city near you. You look at their locations. Santa Ana, Los Angeles. Peace, West Coast.
We're big. We're big. I don't get it. Like I don't know why we're not disrespected, but like unheard.
Respected.
You don't get why we're respected.
I don't get why we're not respected.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
We're not disrespected, but we're definitely not respected.
Yes. It's weird because we're huge.
I think part of it is that...
They're jealous.
Is it?
I think a bit.
The finest damn city in the world.
Indeed.
It sucks that it's such a struggle to do this.
You could have went like...
This movie has a scene where SeaWorld is in it.
They portrayed it disgustingly.
Do you have any SeaWorld memories?
Not really. Like I remember going, but like when I think about like the feelings, like I don't have particularly warm feelings there.
Or bad or
Yeah.
good feelings? Good or bad?
Yeah. I'm not like, SeaWorld. Those are the days.
Right. I
Like-
have, I guess, more than you do then.
I mostly remember just being like tired.
Of walking.
Yeah. Even like Disneyland to a degree, even though Disneyland's better. But at a point you're just like, I'm tired.
The trick with Disneyland is you just keep eating. You keep eating. You get a turkey leg. You get some beignets.
But like I went when I didn't have money. So like that wasn't really
That's
an option.
difficult.
So like, okay, lunchtime, we brought a sandwich. No.
It's like you're dreading that more than...
Right?
Yeah.
And they have like stands of food. They have
Oh, that's
restaurants.
the worst.
We brought
Mom, can I... Cállate!
a cheese and mayo sandwich, Ivan.
Here's your peanut butter sandwich. We didn't have jelly in it.
Extra crust.
And it's hot today. So let's try chewing all that peanut butter and
Oh,
not having a
God.
dry mouth.
Yeah. I haven't been to Disneyland since high school.
I'll take you, brother.
No, you're not. I'm
Oh,
going alone.
We'll go to Star Wars.
I'm going to
Land.
go by myself.
No, you won't.
I'll walk
If
there.
you go by yourself, I'm going to get mad.
Get mad.
You got to go to... It's honestly... You have to find time.
I'm just kind of saving up for like mentally because I haven't went for so long. So the longer I don't go, the more fun I'll have. So at this point, like I might as well just wait until it's like the perfect time.
But there's another fun. There's a couple layers of Disneyland.
What do you mean?
There's like this is cool. I haven't been here for a while, or I've never been here before. This
Mhm.
is cool. Look at that. Then there's the second layer. That's when you're a Disney aficionado.
Come
And you're
on.
like, I want to know some history behind.
No.
Yeah.
I've been to Disneyland a bunch of times. I'm in a huge dry period of never going right now. But like before that, I've been like 10 times at least.
No.
Yeah. You don't know me.
Oh. Forgive me.
Yeah, I forgive you.
Then there's another layer.
A
The third layer.
Okay.
It's like, I'm here just to shop. I want to see the new styles. Like, I like the new toys. I like the new clothes.
I would want to go for like more than 2 days. Because
That's the way.
and then do like all 3 layers in the 8 days I go.
But you have to take your time too.
Yeah,
That'd be the best way.
that's what I want to do.
Because when you're rushing thing to thing, you're like, you're not enjoying
like
it.
1 day trips,
No way.
those are stressful.
Unless you're like we were. We used to be yearly pass people.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd do 1 day trips because we could just come back the next week.
Yeah. But I want to make like a week event sort of thing and just go and then like stroll through as slow as I want. And then,
Yeah, just spend 1 hour on the bench.
yeah. And maybe like read a little Disneyland pamphlet. Like,
Do you want to be the sicko that takes a book to Disneyland?
a little
like-
bit.
You're just reading like a straight up book.
Like the Walt Disney statue, you're on the bench. Like, isn't this a good part?
Yeah.
But like, I want to have that amount of free time
Yes.
because like you want to relax.
Yes. you
And
do.
having even 2 days, you're kind of like, we got to go there.
Right.
But if you have a week, you're like, we'll go there, I guess. Let me eat a turkey leg first and think about it.
And you can like take your time eating places.
Yeah.
Have a nice dinner
Yeah.
for 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. When are we gonna do our week trip to Disneyland?
Let's go right now.
That'd be so expensive.
Yeah.
$100 every day.
But I mean, if like even once a year or every other year, I think that's worth it for 1 week.
Honestly, like now that I'm saying it, $100 every day, you might as well get the year pass.
Well, there we go. You get the year pass, and then you just plan out the week. Yeah. And then just go twice. Maybe like you go once for Christmas, and then you go once for Halloween.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Dang. Yeah, for 1 week, right?
Yeah.
Like this is our annual family retreat.
Yeah.
To Disneyland 1 week.
It plans itself, Adrian.
Damn. Well, one of the reasons why we stopped going to Disneyland was because we were broke and we were doing wedding stuff. Once the wedding's over,
back on track.
Papa Mickey's coming back. And
Okay.
Mama Minnie's coming back.
Okay.
So, Disneyland, watch out, you know what I mean? I don't know. I do feel like it's very consumerism.
I don't. Yeah, but like you gotta forgive yourself and then just like allow yourself to be, gimme. Like at times,
It's such an American thing, though.
That's the beauty of it. Like you're here, just enjoy it for a week, and then you go back to being whatever you want to be.
Right.
Like if you hate consumerism, then don't buy like the Nike whatever a million times.
Right.
Like pick and choose. It's like going back to nobody's perfectly good and no one's perfectly bad. You just gotta forgive yourself of like being consumerist,
Yeah.
pig, scum, idiot, poo-poo face.
Just eating turkey legs.
It's vacation.
Dole whips.
I've never had one.
Blow your brains.
I've seen like on TikTok they have a lot of new food.
Yeah.
I saw the Ant-Man giant meatball. Did you see that?
What?
It's like in a big spoon and they put a giant meatball.
That's where they get you, too. That's like layer 5. Like, you came for the rides. You came to people watch. You came for the merchandise. What about the food?
They have a giant chicken sandwich, but like the bun is tiny.
Yes.
And the chicken's like.
Yep. Yep. Oh, God. Disneyland, I miss you. I'm ready to be a fat American pig.
Just a week a year. 2 weeks a year.
2 weeks a year. No.
That's what vacation.
My dream is to have family trips, though. To Disneyland. Like 6 people. But then everyone goes their separate ways. And like, hey, you want to go on Space Mountain? No, I'm doing this. Okay. Meet me up at Pixar Land. Okay.
I like the spirit, but it would depend on the family. What do you mean by that?
I'm not saying anything.
I'm just saying, like, you would have to have a pretty solid base, like, all around for it to not be annoying for a week.
You're right.
Like, no matter the family.
You're right.
And that's, like, a lot of work. And like,
you need a small family.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. I know where you're going. Say less.
Yes.
All right. You know what I like about this movie?
Tell me.
That it did sort of like a mini commentary on like
News.
the evolution of news. Like before, when Ron gets a job, you mean a 24 hours news network? I'm sorry. Don't take this the wrong way, but that's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
And you're an idiot.
I love that when he's like, no offense, but you're an idiot type of thing. It's like, no, you can't just tell me no offense. But the fact that they're introducing CNN, basically, 24-hour news network, and they're introducing the concept of like anything is news, like showing puppies. I just love that little social commentary.
It's a little sad.
The car chases, like that's not news. It is now, and that's like how it started.
Revolutionary.
Ron Burgundy's the beginning of
He's like the Michael Jackson of news.
Yes. It is horrible that the news is that way nowadays, but like literally the news is the reason why Trump was elected and why he was fired.
Go off. Go
You know
off,
what I mean?
Queen.
The thing is that the news is such a evil monster.
Yeah. But
in every
created it.
facet.
But we created it. Humanity.
We give it life.
Yeah.
We give it the juice.
Yeah.
But when we see something on TV, we think it's fact.
Yeah.
But we don't take into account that it's not. That like literally they have interests that they need to do.
Regulation.
Like the whole thing about Fauci lying about like or saying in the emails that masks don't work. Like literally we wore a mask for a year.
Yeah.
Everywhere we went. And now he says that they don't work.
It is what it is.
So Fauci's saying
Masks don't work.
Masks don't work. And then you said
I don't even know what I said anymore.
You said
the masks are a symbol, not an actual thing that protects us.
Why is this Batman all of a sudden? So did he? That's what Batman said. He's like, we need a symbol to.
Gordon said it to Batman.
Oh,
like he's not. He's
so
not
who's
with Gotham.
Gordon in this?
I'm Gordon.
And you're talking, and Fauci's Batman.
Yeah, he's not the hero Gotham needs, but the one it deserves.
Oh. And Trump is the Joker.
Yeah, or like Harvey Dent because he's a politician.
Oh man, that's so good. Yeah, there's probably more context, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe what if there isn't, but there's all the
like
whole...
what did he gain from lying? Like he's like, I got everyone to wear masks. My plan is
money.
done. Sell masks.
Give money to foundations
For
that are
masks?
researching diseases.
The heartless man. Well, that's good. That's a good lie.
But what disease do we need to research?
COVID?
I don't know. I don't have all the facts. I can't repeat that, but
I mean, I'm just thinking like what he could gain from this. And if that's true, it went to disease research centers. I don't know. Like, I can't see a scenario where he's like, I'm a billionaire because of this mask lie.
no, but he has power.
He's a doctor. He kind of should.
But not when you're saying two different things. Like he was saying, wear double masks.
I wore triple.
And then in the email, he's saying, don't wear a mask.
Meh.
But businesses. But people
what do you mean businesses?
Businesses go out of business
Why?
because they can't open.
But isn't that because of a pandemic, not because of masks?
But he's perpetuating something. He's like, masks don't help. So
But
why do we even have mask on? Mask off.
I think it goes back to being a symbol. Like, we needed people to know, like, it exists, sort of thing. Like a sort of like psychological trick. But it wasn't like businesses who can't survive COVID, they weren't going to survive either way. Like 10 years down the line.
No. Why?
Like they weren't elastic enough.
As in...
Like they couldn't survive. Like the businesses who planned for this. Like they should have planned for pandemics. Like
No,
they should be saving money.
No, that's too much to ask.
Or you're talking about little
That's
mom
like-
and pop shops.
Yeah, the mom and pop shops.
That's
That's like telling you, Ivan, like...
pick up your bootstraps sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Like, Ivan, you're not going to get any money from... was it? I was going to say homeless shelter. From unemployment.
Okay.
You're going to have to get yourself out of this situation, even though there's no jobs.
No, because I pay taxes. I'm a taxpayer.
So?
I don't know where I'm going with this.
Me neither. Let's move on. Anchorman 3.
No.
No?
No.
What if it's set in the 90s? Washed up news anchor. Ron Burgundy.
It gives me a tummy ache thinking about the third one.
No, 2000s, 2010s. There needs to be a time where the news doesn't matter anymore.
2020, social media, fake news.
No.
What?
2015. Like, news is like dead.
Mm-hmm.
Because internet and all that. But then Trump comes and he's like, he's the guy. He's the guy that's going to give the news the power back.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to start talking shit to
I
them.
don't want it. I don't want more Trump
Okay, I agree.
media.
But maybe 20 years down the line.
Sure, I won't watch it.
Okay, good point. Ivan, right after this, we'll get back to the podcast and we'll do award season. Spelled SZN. Right after this short break.
Mm-hmm. Old man.
I played basketball yesterday. When you do like a different workout,
Gets you sore.
it blows your body away.
Yeah. It's because like all the little tiny muscles you never used.
Like my hamstrings right now, this area right here, if I open my legs, it's like, oh God.
Do you think there's like a workout plan where it's like every single muscle is used, and then after you do it, you could play anything or any sport?
I
'Cause
think
your,
there is, yeah.
Your body is just perfectly attuned.
Aligned. Yeah.
And perfectly muscular.
Yeah.
Imagine like the exact precise like 30 of these, 30 of these. You know?
Yeah. There should be something like that.
Maybe that's CrossFit.
No.
CrossFit.
It's too CrossFit's so much like explosiveness. I think like something more like yoga and movement workouts like that.
You'd probably have to do like 3 different things, like weightlifting, yoga, and like body something.
Conditioning.
Yeah.
Like sprints.
Yeah.
You know what you come to this podcast for?
Yeah.
Health advice.
I know I do.
Goddamn right. Ivan, let's get into award season. The Moment Award. This goes to the best scene of the movie, Anchorman 2. Legend continues. I thought the scene where Ron meets Mac, his boss, is really good. Mac is played by Harrison Ford,
Okay.
which was pretty jarring. And Mac is trying to choose his successor, basically picking either Ron or Veronica or maybe both.
Mm-hmm.
And Mac inspects Veronica.
You like the merchandise?
Yeah. You know what that's from?
No.
Star Wars.
Spoiler.
Is it? Episode 1.
No.
And Mac picks Veronica. Ron's obviously mad because he gets fired. They go home, and he's like fuming. And his son comes down from the stairs.
I hate his son.
Yeah, his son's horribly played.
Yeah.
He has one scene where he cries, and he has a good crying scene, but other than that, he sucks.
Mm.
But his son comes down from the stairs, and his nanny follows him,
Mm.
and Ron's like, what does he say? He's like, "What are you doing up there? Eating nachos?"
Like,
and it's
horribly racist, but like not even good racism or like funny racism. But it's so unfunny, it's funny.
yeah. And then Veronica's like telling the son, "Go back upstairs. You don't need to hear this." And then Ron's like, "No, he's old enough. He needs to hear this.
He's a man now.
He's got hair on his nubs." It's a very funny scene. I love that scene. Another great scene was Burgundy getting attacked by his boss seductively. She's
Mhm.
coming on to him, and she's like making a move on him, and he doesn't know how to act because she's so forceful, and he's usually the one doing that.
Mhm.
And he starts crying out of nowhere. He's like, "Yeah, you crying? Yeah, I don't know what to do, whether to cry or be attracted." And then he goes and meets her family. That's a hilarious scene.
Yeah.
And super racist.
Yeah.
But see, they can't make movies like this.
This isn't even that long ago. I think they can.
Someone just needs to do it.
I think if they do it and it's like obviously like this, then the people are gonna look really dumb if they say like, "Oh, it's racist." Like, they wouldn't get it, and we should make fun of those people.
We should.
Yeah.
He goes and has dinner with Linda Jackson's family, who's black, and he starts talking like
Jive.
Hey man, what's up?
Yeah.
He's like, I'll be hitting that. He's like, you know what I mean? To the dad.
Yeah.
And then the family's like, I don't know why you're talking like this. It's very rude. And then I forgot what he said, but at the end he's like, so which one of you pop hitting bitches is gonna pass assault? And then they're driving back home, and then Linda says, that was horrible. And then Ron says, I think it went pretty well.
I don't think it could have gotten any better.
Ron, they were beating you up. My dad was kicking you in the face. I thought it was a gang initiation. So good. Love it. And then a callback to the cologne scene from Anchorman when, what's his name?
Something. I don't know. Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's character tells Brick, he's like, come on, I have something for you. And it's the wall of condoms. And he has a different selection. And he's like, do you know what I'm thinking about, Ron? Yeah, I think I know. Just that gimmick is so good. It can't get old, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I love the scene where Ron is blind.
He's like an idiot now.
Yeah, Ron gets into an accident where he hits his head. He goes blind. And then he moves into a
lighthouse?
A lighthouse in a secluded area.
Uh-huh.
And they go and visit him. And he's like, yeah, it sucks being blind. I drank a whole bottle of ketchup thinking it was wine. And he's like, wait, you're blind, though. You could taste it like mid-gulp, can't you?
Like, that's 12 gulps, or you can figure it out.
And then Ron's like, you don't get it? I'm blind. Oh, man. I just love that idea of it. Great. There goes my battery. Any good scenes for yourself?
Kanye?
Yes. So at the very end of the movie, basically, they do another callback to the original movie where they have a news anchor fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Ron versus his rival news anchor, who is played by James Madison, I think.
Yeah.
And then the other news anchor team starts coming out. Sacha Baron Cohen's team from England comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye's
With
MTV anchor team.
History with, I think it was
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And John C. Reilly as Stonewall Jackson, the ghost.
Yeah.
Will Smith as ESPN.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey as the Canadian.
Yeah.
And then, so if that wasn't crazy enough, the fight just goes even crazier.
Uh-huh.
The things they do. And then Mac Tannen, played by Harrison Ford, comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns into a werewolf.
Yeah.
It was just insanity. And I love that they went as crazy as they can go.
Brick with his little gun, his space gun.
Yeah, the laser
Where'd you get that gun? He's like,
oh, the part that had me really cracking up was when John C. Reilly started sucking up the soul of the other news anchor. It's just so stupid. Like, oh man. And then shout out to our boy, tall guy with the flame. He's the last news anchor team from San Diego. Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
He comes out and he gives this little speech. He's like, you mess with San Diego, the finest damn city.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get all of us. So good. What's your favorite scene out of all those? Is it the end?
I like the start, the first one.
Uh-huh.
When he's like analyzing, because that's the one that was like actually made me laugh. The other ones were funny, but this one was like, it made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the base of what I need to be the best scene for comedy. So probably that.
That's a good scene. The MVP award. This award goes out to the star of the show, Ivan. Who do you give it to?
Brick. James.
Is it?
He
was good.
Yeah, I always liked the scenes because he was like perfect. So I was like, oh, what's his cool little quippy line?
Yeah. He has good lines. Everyone had good lines. Brick was good. He was trying really hard though. He was like a try hard.
I like when he yelled at Will Ferrell yelled at Brick. He's like, Rod, you yelled at me.
Like a little baby, little kid. No one yells at Brick. Yeah, I have to give it to Ron. Brick tried, but
He's too powerful.
yeah, it's such a force. No.
Drake?
What did Kanye say? He had a good line, didn't he?
He had something, I don't know. I don't remember.
Forgot to. Scene stealer. This award goes out to the actress who stole the movie with 10 minutes or less. This one was difficult because everyone was in it for a chunk of time. Yeah. We can give it to a cameo person. I think Vince Vaughn stole that scene.
It was, yeah. I don't know. It's like kind of default. There's nothing that was like, this is it.
Right. I'll give it to Vince Vaughn. The Lifetime Achievement Award. This goes out to the actor, director, who at this point of their career has reached the pinnacle. They will never reach past this point in their life. Does anyone in this movie get it? Does Mckay make a better film than this? Does he ever get at a pinnacle higher than this? I think he does.
Yeah, he gets better. Trying to think of characters who are like
Rudd, Ant-Man is Rudd's pinnacle. Carell. No, The Office is way better than this.
I don't think any of them. Kanye, technically.
Kanye in a movie?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Drake?
No. Wait, Drake's been in a movie recently, no? Drake needs to go in a movie. That's
next step. That's like, he's going to do acting lessons. He's going to be the lead actor. Imagine
that'd be crazy, dude. That's going to be what...
Where's his own movie with Hans Zimmer?
If he does that, he'll be bigger than...
But if he does it well.
I know, he has to do it well. He can't be like in B movies. He needs to be Will Smith adjacent.
Yeah. And he's still young for like an actor. He's like prime acting age for a guy.
Yeah.
And he's like out of his age for music.
Yep. So push him out. Okay, so that's that. What else am I missing? I don't know. There's nothing there. Okay. Let's rank this movie. I think you're gonna be surprised by my ranking.
I think you're gonna be surprised by my ranking. Go ahead. 7.5.
Damn. 8.5. I put it on the same level as Anchorman. But Anchorman's different to me because Anchorman is a lot more quotable. Yeah. But this movie is very funny to me. And the story is more cohesive.
Yeah, it's tough. Just because the sequel feels like it has to be
like a retread. Yeah.
This doesn't feel like a next level thing. So because of that, it feels like I gotta ding to go.
Can I ding it?
Sure.
8.3.
Wow. Way to backpedal.
2 points. So you have Anchorman 2 at 7.5. Anchorman, the original one. And then I think you have Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, other guys.
Is there another movie? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. What's the next movie?
I think Big Short.
I'm excited. I've never seen it.
You're in for a treat. A delectable delicatessen.
delicatessen. All right, people, this was another great episode of Peliculas with the Bros. We'll be back next week. Please hit that subscribe button. Smash it with your fat finger. Diabetic American finger. Consumerism. Just kidding. Subscribe. Please follow us on YouTube, on all podcast platforms. We even have an Instagram page now, Ivan. Peliculas with the Bros. I love that little sniff you did. Open those nostrils up. Engage. We'll be back next week with another episode of Peliculas with the Bros. Another movie of Adam Mckay. I'm excited to see a movie I haven't seen before.
That's good. I'm excited to rewatch it. Yes.
Any parting words, Ivan?
Good luck.
And may the force be with you. Peace out.